Hello again, everybody. It's Todd Staruch, the Horror Nerd, and I am here at New Jersey HorrorCon and Film Festival at the Showboat Hotel in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Folks, I will tell you, I have done a lot of interviews, as my fans know, but this is a rare treat because I get to sit here with two people who I am proud to call friends over the years. Author Tammy Vreeland and Michael Myers himself, Tony Moran. Tony, how are you?
Excellent. On top of the world right now. On top of the world.
Fantastic. Tammy, take it away.
All right. Thank you, Todd. Actually, what I am here for, and I'm glad I roped you into this, is Tony has agreed to do a live interview, but he also did an interview for my magazine, Rochester Woman online magazine, as well as Central New York Woman's magazine. So we're all excited, and we kind of wanted to do something different tonight and show a preview of the interview that's going to be released in the next couple of weeks for October, with a special month with Michael Myers, Tony Moran as it is. So we kind of just wanted to go through some of the questions that we had in the article. So right off the bat, we're here at the New Jersey HorrorCon, and it is an amazing event. And I wanted people to see how it is when you interact with your fans. And do you find that fans are surprised at how friendly you are when they come up to see you?
Yeah. They are surprised. That's exactly right. Yeah, they are surprised. I don't really know why, you know, but
Because you're a serial killer? I don't know.
Maybe,
Well, I think that has a lot to do with it. I mean, it's not like Peter Pan. They're coming to see, they're seeing Michael Myers, so it's a little intimidating to come up to see you. But is there a trick to get them to enjoy the moments that they are with you?
yeah. What I like to do is shake their hand and ask for their name, and a lot of times they'll go, well, yeah, it's Joe Schmo or Mary Lou or whatever, but I don't want my name on here. I don't want the name on the picture. And sometimes they don't want that. And I go, well, it doesn't really matter. I just wanted to know what your name was. You know? Yeah. And so I start to make them laugh that way, and also I look them directly in the eye.
Right.
And I just say, how you doing? How you enjoying the show? Put them at ease, that way.
I think that's a perfect way when a star is asking you for your name and you're wanting to get to know them.
Exactly.
And that's awesome, because I've been starstruck before so many times, and I get so anxious when I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm getting to meet somebody I really know and I've really wanted to meet before. And it's such a simple trick that you're using to make them feel confident. Now, does it surprise you that the younger generation is as fascinated with the franchise?
Absolutely. To me, that's one of the most fascinating parts of it all. That I can have somebody that's 6 or 7 years old, or even 5 years old sometimes, and they know the movie. Right. They know it, and they love the movie.
That's amazing.
I find that mildly disturbing, by the way, I'm just saying.
And I do find, though, don't you think that some of these children are not as scared as we were in our generation? Why do you think that is?
Well, it's like anything else. I mean, they got desensitized by all the gore that is out there now, and also video games has a lot to do with it as well. And so all that, I didn't have all that when I was growing up, and it's just desensitized them quite a bit.
And I think, too, because a lot of people don't understand that the families bring their children. Why would they bring them to a HorrorCon? But a lot of times, I think that the parents are reliving their past with the children, and then they get to connect with the children. Now, what are your thoughts on why the franchise has never died? Why do you think it keeps going on and on?
Well, the one thing is, the story of Michael Myers, why it's so good, and from the very beginning is because it could really happen in real life. Him breaking out of a psycho ward, and coming back to his old neighborhood. And I think that has a lot to do with it being so popular, getting it started off that way. And then the music and the mask and Halloween time, it comes out usually during Halloween season, the new movies, And I think it's just a whole combination.
What I liked about the interview, and I thought this was really exciting, the way he explained it to me, was that you got to realize the kid, it was like 5, 6 years old. 6 years old. All he wanted to do was go trick-or-treating.
Sure.
And he knew what his sister was doing was wrong, and he was mad. And we were talking about this, and it made me realize when I saw Michael Myers, I was an adult. So I identified with Michael Myers as a man. But when these little kids see him, they see him as a 5 or 6 year old, and they're mad because they'd be mad too if they didn't get to go trick-or-treating.
Sure.
And I thought that was a really cool outlook on that. I had never thought about that. And he brought that up, and that was a really good analogy of it.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Now, do you mind telling us how you became part of this iconic role?
Oh, this is a good story, folks. Pay attention.
It's a funny one. It's a funny one. Well, I'm in an acting workshop, taking myself pretty seriously, doing Shakespeare and stuff, Romeo and Juliet and stuff, and in Hollywood, you can't get a part without being in SAG, and you can't be in SAG until you get a part. So it's a catch-22. So I was in this acting workshop for about a year and a half, and it broke, and I still haven't really worked yet, And Halloween was I believe it was my first part, But anyways, so my agent calls me up, and she goes, "Oh, man, I'm really sorry about how slow it's been for your look, your age, your type. But I got this real low-budget horror movie called Halloween. And you play some psycho in it, and Jamie Lee Curtis is in it." And I said, because Jamie Lee Curtis is a year younger than me. And I said, "Well, who the hell is that?" She goes, "That's Tony Curtis's and Janet Leigh's daughter." And I said, I don't care. I don't care, I said, and it's a low budget? She goes, "Yes, about $350,000 or $300,000 or whatever." I'm like, and what's the name of it again? Halloween. And I went, "You got to be kidding me. I mean, how corny can you get,
But it was the one actor.
Yes. So yeah. So I said, no, I'm not interested. Because back in '78, if you did a B-flick horror movie, producers and directors kind of thought you didn't take yourself seriously as an actor. And it was a well-known, fact, and not a secret, that if you want to see, nudity, you just go to a porn, movie or B-flick horror movie. Yeah. Sure. And so I said, no, I'm not interested, and she says, well, it's John Carpenter. He's a real up-and-coming guy, director, I think is what I heard, Tony, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to do it. And so she goes, well, Donald Pleasance is in the movie. And I went, I said to her on the phone, I said, why would you lie to me like this? Why would you do this? There's no way Donald Pleasance is in a B-flick horror movie. She goes, Tony, I swear to God he's in. I go, oh my God, please. She goes, Tony, he signed the contract, he's in. And that's the reason why I went on the interview. The only reason why.
Yeah.
And back when I was 21, I mean, I was an idiot, I was an idiot, I mean, and I'm not religious or anything like that, but the only word that fits is I'm blessed, because I didn't even really want to do it. My little sister, who was Erin Moran on Happy Days, and Joni Loves Chachi, she's dead now, but she had cancer. But she didn't even know I did the movie until 2006.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, we ended up doing Chiller.
Right. Yeah, I remember.
And that's when she saw me. Yeah, she was estranged from the family for quite a few years. And so she happened to be in the same tent as me outside. And I was brand new to doing these. I didn't know how to do it really, And so I have a line of people waiting, and I'm doing my best, And I see her out of the corner of my eye, walk over about 5 yards away from here, from me to over there. And she looks up at my banner, and then she looks down at me, and then she looks up at my banner, and looks down at me, and I went.
She had no idea.
No, not a clue.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, now, being like Todd and I are behind the scenes at HorrorCon and a lot of cons, we see the things that go on. Sometimes I've seen Tony Moran pushing a woman in a wheelchair for no reason.
No, there was a reason. No, there was a reason. She was a paraplegic, and she didn't care at all for me. She wanted to meet Tyler Mane.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
No, you didn't.
No. So she's stuck in front of my table, right? And I just had people in line waiting to sign, and she was all by herself trying to move the damn thing, And so I come around to her. I go, "Excuse me, guys, 1 second." I said, "Excuse me." I said, "You look like you're looking for somebody or something, She goes, "Yeah, I wanted to meet Tyler Mane." And I said, "Okay, I'll take you over." I pushed her around the wall. He was on the other side of the wall in the big old, downstairs, when they used to have that main floor. And I brought her over and I said, "Tyler," I said, "she really wanted to meet you." And he goes, "Well, dude, great, thank you, man." I said, "No problem," And
this is what we see at the con. Just at the PA con, my husband and I were waiting in a very long line to see you, and there was this special woman who was waiting for you, had her Michael Myers mask. She had her sister there. She could not wait to see her. It was the first time she was going to meet Tony. She actually had a picture of her in her bag, showed it to me, and she goes up, and Tony's had a line full of people, has seen tons of people all day long, and this woman comes up to you, and you were so good to her. You were just the sweetest thing. You took her mask, you talked to her, you took pictures. There wasn't a dry eye in the whole line because you were so sweet to her. How does that make you feel when somebody comes to see you for the first time, or all these fans that keep coming to see you over and over again? How does it make you? It just blows your mind?
Yeah, I mean, you just saying that right now, I had to hold back some tears.
It's true. It does. It gets to you because you're giving these people moments they never thought they would have. And, it humbles you in a way that you just, when you go home, you just talk about it and everything.
Yeah, it's the most beautiful. I wish everybody in the world could feel what I feel. I don't know how else to put it. It's the most beautiful thing, and pure. It's just pure. There's no weird stuff. It's just a pure experience.
Well, and going back to what we were talking about, when you ask somebody their name, you're not an assembly line here. You're not just signing pictures and move along. You're actually interacting with the fans, with our readers, and that's why so many people come back to see you over and over again.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons I wanted to do a little bit something different in the article, is that since you have so many fans who love you, as we all do, we wanted to know more about what you've done in the past. And would you believe it, Todd? This man is very athletic, has always been very athletic.
It doesn't surprise me. I mean, look at
know,
these guns. I mean,
That's
just
amazing.
saying.
But he's done tennis, golfing, fishing, motorcycle riding. But one of his pure passions is surfing.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the surfing.
Yeah, surfing right here.
That I did not know.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a wave with a skeleton on there. So you surf till you die,
Right.
And then this is another wave here, And this, I don't know if I told you this story about this one. I was playing golf with my buddy back in L.A. when I lived in L.A. And he's an artist, and he's also in construction, but he's a really beautiful artist. He does really beautiful work. And we're playing, and I had just gotten to kind of know him after about 2 months, maybe. I just knew knowing him. And so he starts flipping through his phone, showing me his artwork. And I saw this one, that he painted. And I go, man, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Because he used to live in Hawaii. So a lot of this stuff is like surf related, ocean related and stuff like that. And I kid you not, the very next time we go to play golf, he brings a painting to me and goes, here.
Oh, no.
I swear to God.
Wow.
I swear to God. So I go do my thing around the country, and I get tattoos all over the place, different states, all over, because people come in and they want to tattoo me, I go, we'll figure something out maybe. So anyways, this tattoo was done twice. One, it was started in Indiana, and then I got it finished in Boston. Because the way the first guy did it was too much pastel. I wanted to be a little darker. So anyway, so months had passed before, or a month had passed, and when I get into middle of August to the end of October, I'm all every weekend I'm gone.
Yeah.
So I'm not playing much golf. So once that season ended, we go out and play golf.
Oh, okay.
we go out and play golf. And when I'm driving the cart, and we're between holes, and I say, hey man, I got something I want to show you. And he goes, well, what's that? And I go, this.
Oh,
And he goes, I won't tell you what he said because it was obscenity laced, but in a really nice way. He says, you crazy, and smiling from ear to ear. Yeah. So I surfed until. I taught my daughter how to surf a few years ago, and so I surfed. My last time I surfed was a few years ago. So I'm 65 now. So I was already in my early 60s, and I took her out, to teach her how to surf. And I'm not in quite great shape like I used to be. And
it's dangerous, though. Very dangerous.
It's dangerous. It's a dangerous sport. And especially where I taught her, it's all rocks are on the bottom of the floor, ocean floor, and then there's rocks on the shore. So if you get into some heavy waves, you can get banged up pretty good, or drown. So, but I taught her how to do all of it, and now she shreds. She just shreds now. She got a scholarship to UC San Diego for astrophysics. And I know. And I go, thank you, God. Thank you. She's not like me. Thank you so much. So she might be, an astrophysics type, person or whatever, but she's definitely not a nerd. She played soccer, and now she surfs, and I'm sure she's probably learned how to snowboard now too, probably. I used to ski also. That's true. I forgot about that. But I was just born a natural athlete.
Well, and the thing I learned about him, he was telling me about the surfing and how the ocean pretty much owns you. You can love it, but it will destroy you. And you have to have respect for it. And it's one thing you cannot control.
Right.
Because you said, it's one thing, not like a sport that you normally can control.
That's exactly right, because if you think about any other sport, everything's usually stationary. And you move on a stationary type of, like a baseball field is stationary, right? Tennis, golf. But when you're in the ocean, that wave is telling you what it wants you to do, not what you want to do with it. it literally it talks to you and tells you what it needs to be done, and the wave is moving. So it's really the only sport that has that kind of thing. And and it's there's sharks and there's seals. There's all sorts of stuff out there, and it can get scary. I mean, I remember one time, I was probably late 20s or late teens or early 20s, and I went surfing, and because I heard it was huge, and it was over 10 feet, and it was a place called County Line in Southern California, and it happened to be the same day that it was in the wintertime, because I always like to go surfing in the wintertime because the water was colder and the waves were bigger, and that meant there was going to be less crowds. So it was on the same day that a professional surfer named Mark Fu died at a place called Mavericks that same exact day. And Mavericks was about 30 feet, and he died. He drowned. On a contest. It's called Mavericks. It's in Northern California. So not only were the waves big, but they were where I was surfing, they were powerful. So it was so powerful, this one wave, that it broke the leash right off my board. And there was so much water that the water was not quite on the Pacific Coast Highway, but it was really close because it was high, right? And what happened is, and what can't happen is, I don't have a board for buoyancy now. I just have me and my wetsuit. So what happened? Where it happened was, I was stuck kind of inside, but not all the way inside, near the rocks to get out of the water. So these waves start coming, the sets start coming, and I just dove down to the bottom and grabbed on some rocks and listened for the waves to get past me. Come back up, get a breath. Here comes another wave. Go back down. Oh no, it's scary, really scary. It can be really frightening stuff, and I had to do that 3 or 4 times. But you gain a respect for the ocean that way, also. So.
See, this is what I found out about Tony. Out of all of the questions and all of the interview that we did, the one thing that I think you have the most in common with Michael Myers is you are fearless. I mean, the stories he has and everything that you have done, you have been amazing. Yeah. So I really appreciate all that you've done for us. We love having you here at the con. Todd, do you want to have some questions?
This was the easiest interview ever. I just sat here.
Like I took over.
I just sat here and listened. No, it's been a lot of fun. I've had the pleasure of doing a few interviews with Tony over the years.
Okay,
so
good.
And he's always been really, really respectful and nice to me.
Right.
Well, and you've always returned the favor. Like, it's always been a lot of fun,
and
Tony.
That's what I'm saying. Michael Myers is not the scary person we always thought he was. But we love this con. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Come down and see the con, New Jersey Horror Con in Atlantic City. We're live here. We have Tony Moran, who's an awesome man to meet and greet and just get to know, and you're going to get to experience something that as a child you were terrified of meeting the boogeyman, and now you can meet the boogeyman in person and realize that it is a part of our life, and he's just amazing. So I am so proud of him, and I couldn't be happier of doing the interview with you. Thank you so much.
Me too. And I've been watching your dog staring at you the whole time.
Yeah.
He's
even now,
my
the dog's
baby.
like,
He's
the
really
hell?
nervous. Yeah, he's giving him the look.
He's a cute dog.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much, Tony. I know you got to get back to your fans.
Thank you.
And you have a wonderful night. Okay. All right.
down there.
Thank you, Todd. Take it away.
All right, so that was fantastic, everybody. Thank you so much, Tammy Vreeland. Thank you, Tony. It is always a pleasure to get to see both of you at the conventions. Like I say to everybody out there, I'm just a fan at heart who happens to get to do some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Right.
And I've made some great friends over the years
yes.
because of it, and I'm appreciative of that.
Yeah.
So, Tammy Vreeland, Tony Moran, everybody.
That's probably one of the best interviews that you wrote down before for the magazine that I've ever really, because you went into some things that nobody asked me or talk about to me, and I appreciated it very, very much. I was like, wow. Wow.
I appreciate it. I'm excited about it. It's going to be coming out soon, in the next couple weeks. It's the Rochester Woman magazine, which we have an article that's called What About the Men? And these are going to be very highlighted with our Tony Moran. And also it's going to be in the Central New York magazine. So please check out my website. Check out on Facebook. You will see a link there, and you'll be able to see it all in writing. And you're going to see some amazing pictures of Todd and Tony and I here at the stand, as well as I've got this amazing photo of him with the lady with the mask, and I've got some pictures of you with some fans. So I cannot wait to show the world what I know of you. So you're welcome.
Thank you.
Take care now. Okay.
Fantastic. One more time, everybody. Tammy Vreeland, Tony Moran here at New Jersey HorrorCon and Film Festival at the Showboat in Atlantic City, New Jersey. This is Todd Struch, the Horror Nerd, signing off. We will see all of you in the next interview.
Thank you.